welcome to the another episode of Learn with Gupshup. Thank you for taking out time and joining us. Today we will be talking about click to chat ads, one of the most interesting ad formats of today's time. But before we begin, let's quickly introduce our speakers for today. We have Niyati Agarwal, who is our Director of Product and Strategy at Gupshup, and Nikhil Gupta, a product marketer at Gupshup. Hey, hi Nikhil, hi Niyati, how are you today?
All well, Sandesh. How are you? How's
I'm
everyone
fine.
doing on the call?
Yes, I'm doing good, very well.
Hey,
Hi,
hey
Nikhil.
Sandesh. Hey
Hi.
Sandesh. I'm doing good too. Thank you for asking. I hope all attendees are doing well as well. Everybody's is fit and fine. Really excited for the session.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, before we begin, some housekeeping stuff. Our experts will present to you in the first 30 minutes. Post that, we will have 15 to 20 minutes of Q&A session. Therefore, feel free to drop in your questions in the Q&A section as and when you have them, and we will pick them up at the end of the session. Okay, so Nikhil, to begin with, can you please talk about what is click to chat ads, and then how can brands set them up on an Instagram? Post that we can take a look at how conversational automations can increase the efficiency of these ads.
Sure, Sandesh. Thank you for setting the context. Before we begin, I would quickly like to take 1 minute and talk about the series. So this is the second episode of the series. In the first one, we had talked about WhatsApp commerce, and wherein we had demoed how a leading consumer brand called Haus and Kinder is using commerce capabilities on WhatsApp to increase sales and conversion. So we hope all of you guys have attended it. If not, we will be sharing the link of recording of that session, with you in the chat box. After this session, you feel free to click on it and check that out too. During the format of the session is as such, during the first 30 minutes, we'll be talking, taking you through the presentation, and then the Q&A is there. But we also have a few poll questions for you guys. So, Sandesh, can you please populate the first poll question? So in order to know you guys better, which industry you are joining from, we have the first poll question coming in. Can you please share your responses? Yeah. So do let us know, which industry do you guys operate, in, and what's the segment that you guys are operating on. Cool. We'll give 10 more seconds. How are the responses coming in, Sandesh?
Yes, Nikhil. So I think we have 23% of them from healthcare, and then second leading to education at 14%. Then we have retail, then BFSI, and e-commerce. So I think these are the percentages of people that we have. So healthcare seems to be I think there are more people from the healthcare industry, I guess.
Great. It's nice to see that we have every industry is interested in Instagram, and of course, the channel kind of makes sense for each and every vertical. It's the nature of the channel is such that audience of every type is there, right? So let's quickly go through the agenda. So we've divided the agenda into two parts. In the first part, we will be trying to we'll cover the basics and try to understand what click to chat ads are, which platforms they are supported on, and then which messaging applications can you integrate on these ad formats. Then we will understand, why is it important for you as a brand to add click to chat ads in your overall marketing mix. And we'll then quickly go through the four-step process of creating a click to chat ad on Instagram. Post that, we will, see how Instagram DM automations can help you scale these campaigns and, run them efficiently. We'll also then quickly take a look at few brands who are already, utilizing Instagram DM automation capability, and then we'll take up the, So, good. So to begin with, what are click to chat ads? As it is very much clear from the name itself, these are ad formats that brands can run to invite their customers and prospects to converse with them, on various social media channels. So the idea here is to offer personalization to users as and when they discover you via ads, so that when they see your ad, and if they are interested in buying a product or services, or if they have any question and answers, they can simply click on it, then they can start interacting with you. You can, on this slide, you can see typical representation of a click to chat ad on Instagram. So we are taking an example of an edtech brand. So let's say if you are an edtech brand and you are promoting your online digital marketing course, this can be the journey that it would look like on Instagram. A user might see your ad, they might have questions related to your product or service, and then they can start asking those questions. In this case, the user seems to be interested in knowing about the tenure and cost of the course, and then they ask it, and then the brand responds to it, right? So this is how a click to chat ad looks like in action. Now, what makes it better is that the capability of personalization, as I said. In Typically, when you run ads on in digital realm, it's basically the journey is typically like you see an ad, you click on it, and you're redirected to a landing page. Now that is not very personalized in nature. With click to chat ads, you can surprise your customers. You can converse with them, try to understand their requirements, and offer them solutions based on their necessities and their preferences. Personalization is of course one aspect, but another thing is that real-time responsiveness. uh, when you're running an ad campaign, it's really hard to through landing page to respond to, or in fact you cannot respond to the questions that the user might have. But click to chat ads gives you that capability wherein you can not only nurture them, but also respond to their queries immediately. Now when a person discovers your ad, they are typically in a mindset to purchase, and if you can tap into that, start conversing with them at that moment, the likeliness of conversion kind of increases. So that's the another benefit. Cost is another factor that that comes in here. So click to chat, with click to chat ads, you can dramatically boost your discovery. You do not probably, so let's say if a customer lands on your ad, they click on it, they start interacting with it, it is likely that they might end up buying a different product than the one that was being promoted, or maybe they can choose to buy both the products. So cross sell and upsell kind of becomes really easy here. And then of course matrices. When we run a campaign, we want to know how the campaign is performing, but typically it's limited to either views, clicks, or likes on social media. But if you have the capability of conversing with your audience, when they are in the mindset to purchase, you get to know the nitty-gritties of their requirement. You truly understand what do they want, what do they not. And post after the campaign, you can sit and analyze what exactly was it that was going in your customer's mind probably. And these are the capabilities that click to chat offer in comparison to your more traditional advertisements. uh, this is another typical example of a click to chat ad. So here we see that there's this handbag company. They are promoting their bag, and then the user comes across it and they like the bag right from the ad. They're in the mindset to purchase, so they simply go ahead and say that I would like to shop for this. Then the brand replies replies with the price of the product, and also offers an option to explore. So this is again a typically a cross-sell opportunity or discovery opportunity here. The user, they feel like exploring further and see what all merchandise available there. They click on explore button, and then the brand presents with a carousel. Now this is how the need experience can be. It becomes very interactive, right? It's contrary to a typical landing page experience. So again, this is how a click to chat experience can be like. Now talking about the platforms, where all can you run these campaigns. So in digital media, probably Facebook and Instagram, I think everybody will agree that these are the most popular channels where a majority of our advertising budgets get allocated. And luckily these ad formats are supported on both these platforms. So if you were running a campaign on Instagram, if you're planning a campaign on Instagram, you can convert your sponsored post into a click to chat. You can also convert your sponsored stories into your click to chat. Similarly, similarly on Facebook, whatever ad formats are available on Facebook, you get an option to add messaging as a CTA in all the ad formats. So yeah, in both the platforms you can run these campaigns. And talking about which messaging channels can you integrate. So in case of Instagram, you can use the native messaging channel, which is Instagram direct messenger. So whenever you run a campaign, you can select Instagram messenger as an option, and the user will get redirected to Instagram direct when they see your ad. And in case of Facebook, you can choose Facebook native messaging app, which is Messenger. And you can also in fact use WhatsApp as a channel. So when you are creating these campaigns, which will look in the next few slides, you actually get an option to select all three. So you can select all three as an option, and when you run the campaign, based on which chat application might be might be most likely to get hit, the channel kind of adjusts on Facebook especially. Now, why should should you run click to chat ads? And the answer to this is typically because consumer behavior has changed. People these days, the attention span is reducing. We are kind of getting more and more habituated, for consuming very bite-sized content pieces, and that is also reflecting on how we prefer to converse with friends and family. So in fact, let alone be customers, I mean, just think about you and me as people. We prefer to chat on WhatsApp compared to calling a friend. We prefer to chat on Instagram direct messenger compared to writing an email to a family member. So that's where the human behavior is leading, and that's why customers, they want brands also to be available on these channels. They want brands to be able to converse with them or wherever they are, whichever messaging channels they are at, and they want to be available 24/7. And that's why click to chat has become important. In fact, messaging as a capability becomes important, wherein brands should look forward to harnessing this capability on any channel that's possible. And especially because WhatsApp is a channel wherein there are 2 billion people. Instagram is a channel where when there's 1.3 billion monthly active people, it definitely makes sense. And why not? I mean, if as a consumer, if you were to think of it as a consumer, when we are in the mindset to buy, or whenever we are exploring about our service, typically we have questions, right? And if we visit a store, it's very easy because you have a salesperson there who can answer your queries, clear your doubts, and then you make an informed decision. But in case of digital ads, that opportunity was not there until now. By deploying click to chat ads and building up structured journeys, you can navigate customers so that if they have any query, they can share with you, and then you can answer those queries and clear any apprehensions or any doubts that they might have, and then lead them towards conversion. So because people whosoever is clicking on your ad, they are very hot customers, right? So it is very important that you as a brand should have that capability to answer their queries in real time. That's when you lead them towards conversion. So that this is why click to chat is important, that everybody should consider adding them it to their marketing mix. Now, how can you set up these campaigns? So we have a quick video for you. So it's pretty simple. Let me play this. So if you were to create a click to chat ad on Instagram, first of all, assuming that you have your Instagram business account linked with your Facebook ads manager. If not, you'll have to do that. Otherwise, you might not be able to create the campaign. So log into your Facebook ads manager, click on create button. Once you click on create button, you will be provided with various campaign objectives from among awareness, consideration, and conversion. So under conversion, you will find messages as an option. Go ahead and click messages because that's what the CTA that you want to add, right? So once you click, this page will open. Now from here on, the steps are pretty simple, like any other ad campaign that you create on Facebook. So you go ahead, you click your campaign, you type in your campaign name. To keep it simple, we will not cover all these steps, but yeah, you can type in your campaign name and then you can click on next. Here in the next step, you will be required to add your ad set name. So please go ahead and add it as per your preference or as per the process that you might have defined internally within your company. Here we'll be taking an example of a retail shoe brand. So we are going with Air Jordan 1. Then post that ad type. By default, you will get click to message as an option. If not, please do select that and then select the messaging application. So you have all three options, which is Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. We are going ahead with Instagram this time. Then choose the page, that Instagram page wherein you want to run this campaign. Look at the budgeting and all the other parameters like targeting and placements based on your objective and target persona. Then go ahead and click on next. Now here you will be required to type in your ad name. So since we are considering an example of let's say a retail shoe brand, we've decided to create a campaign, offer campaign basically for Air Jordan 1. So we will quickly type in offer for Air Jordan 1. Then next step is to select the creative or video or carousel that you want to use for the campaign. Here we'll be going for a very simple creative. So this is a typical simple shoe creative that we're going for. You can use your marketing team to come up with very flashy kind of creatives. Then go ahead and below you'll find a primary text, a field for primary text. Now here what you'll need to do is you'll need to type in the copy that you want to appear below the sponsored post. So since we are running an offer campaign, we will write, do you want to win 30% off on Nike Air Jordan 1? If yes, please click to chat with us. Now on the right hand side, I think this is a very known fact, but you can also see the preview of the ad on both Instagram feed and how it will come on Instagram story. You can check there, and if you want to make any modification, you can do accordingly. Cool. So once the primary text is done, you will scroll down again. You will see an option for click to action. Here again, by default, it will come to send message. So let it be as it is, or in case it's not there, just please select send message as an option. Then this is the important part wherein we'll be required to add message templates. Now, what are these message templates? These are basically some options that you want to provide to your prospects when they click on your ad. So in order for them to not get lost, like, so for example, if this was not there, if they landed on your Instagram DM and if there was no option, it is likely that they might not know what questions should I ask or how should I start a conversation. That's where this comes in very handy. So by default, you will get some options here, but feel free to edit as per your campaign objective. So in this, we'll be for the first question, we'll be keeping I'm interested, can you tell me more, just in case if the user wants to know more about the offer. In the second one, we'll go with place an order for myself, just in case they are convinced to buy the product right from the ad itself. In the third one, in case they want to speak to an expert, we'll go with speak to a shoe expert. This might come in very handy for products which are more technical in nature. Then in the fourth one, because this is a retail shoe brand that we are envisioning, we'll add an option of explore stores near me. So these are the four options that we are going with. You scroll down now. In case you want to change any other tracking capabilities, go ahead and do that. But we'll keep it simple and we'll go ahead and click on publish. Now here it is here that it becomes interesting. You've created your ad, right? Now, when you create an ad, your objective might be to reach out to, if not millions, at least, thousands and hundreds and lakhs of people. Now, in case of a landing page, it is pretty simple because the action is just required as at the prospect's end, wherein they will just click on the ad, they'll come on the landing page, they'll consume the content which is there, and then they'll either fill in the form or buy the product or service. But in click to chat ads, the action is required at both the ends. So if there is, in case you don't have an automated process laid out, you might need to sit through the campaign and see what all responses are coming in, and then you'll have to respond back. Now that becomes really hectic for your team also, and also for the consumers if you're not able to respond back immediately. So the user experience gets tampered. So this is where the DM automation comes in very handy, wherein you can build out journeys, automated journeys, and the bot can run by itself and entertain these users who are coming through ads. So Niyati will help us with that. But before we go through the automation bit, we have a second poll question for you. Sandesh, can we please populate the second poll question? Cool. So
It's already on the screen. Yes.
great. Thank you, Sandesh. So this is simple. We just want to know if you guys have tried click to chat ads, so far, because this capability has been there for some time. So if you guys have tried it already, do let us know. And channel you guys have tried it on Instagram or Facebook. If you've not tried, please select not tried yet, and then we'll move ahead. So we'll give 15 to 20 seconds for this as well. Great, 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got the responses, Sandesh?
Very interesting, Nikhil. So 67% have not tried anything yet, and 30% have mentioned it as Instagram, and 20% as Facebook. So I think I would see that there is an opportunity here.
Definitely, there's an opportunity here.
Yes.
Definitely. Cool. Niyati, over to you. Can you please help us understand this further?
Sure, I'll pick it up from where you left off. Of course, now I'm assuming everybody is aware about the click-to-chat ads and, how we can set it up. Thank you, Nikhil, for, having a detailed explanation of how we can set that for our brand. And like we see, I mean, majority of them have not tried it out. So I think that's a good motivation for all of us to go back today and try out the click-to-chat ads. Now, let's say we have the click-to-chat ads ready. Now, what happens is, what is the second point, or where does your user land? So we're talking about destination. So once your user has clicked on a chat ad, he will land on an Instagram DM. Now from that point, they will know what next to do, what next questions to ask. So let's say, what is the user experience going to be like? Now here we talk about a DM automation bot, or in a specific manner, layman language, chatbots, so as to what we call it. Now these virtual agents or chatbots, why are they there, or how should we utilize them in the most efficient manner, is what we'll see in the next 15 minutes or so. So the first things first, firstly, whenever you're setting up a chat ad automation DM, the first thing that you need to know is, what is the objective, where and why should your users come to a particular chat ad, to a particular DM. So here as a brand, we need to understand what is our objective. Is your objective generating more leads? So in this case, you'll ask questions like, what's your PIN code? What's your category? What's your phone number? You'll typically try to qualify your lead and at least save some optimizations there. Now, your objective can also be, let's say, for example, increasing awareness. So let's say you've launched a new product, you've launched a new feature set, you've launched in a particular geography, and you want your users to know about that particular product or what's happening with your business in general. So then we talk about those virtual agents as more on the awareness side. Third is, you can also use the DM automation to get more insights. So whether you run surveys, you run feedback sessions about, again, it could be as general as possible, or it could be particular geography or particular demographic audiences as well. And you need to understand the market so as to prepare or package your product better to better fit the market. And then we talk about, the one thing that everybody is interested at the end of the day is to increase sales. So you want your prospect to land on the bot, then understand about the problem statement, the requirements that they have, and then place a order, or, just renew subscription, upgrade plans, and anything which makes direct money, of course. So let's say, once we have an objective ready, what is the next step that you do? The next step is to wrap a conversational journey across that. So once you talk about a conversational journey, it's typically how your bot should respond to a particular message from the user, and how should the user flow be like. So we're seeing, can you skip on the next, please? Yeah, as we see here, tied to each objective that we saw in the previous slide, we'll see what is the kind of journey. So this is one kind of journey, one kind of conversation that you can spawn upon. We can also talk about bringing in more customizations or configurations, that is as per the brand requirement, of course. So from lead generation, asking questions, qualifying to, let's say, awareness, where you talk about your product, getting market insights, which is again collecting information from a customer, but in terms and requirement of your product. And then finally talking about how you can increase sales and how you can convert this one single chat conversation into a customer or into, let's say, a subscription. Next, please. Okay, so let's say you have a conversation journey. Everybody can create a conversation journey. We're talking about what are the tips of the tricks, or what can you do extra so that your customer experience can be enhanced. So we'll see a few things here today which can help us understand and make our chatbots more intriguing for the end user. So first that we see here are conversation starters. Now, typically what you must have seen is when somebody lands on a bot, it's an empty canvas and people can type in hi, or people can type in a message, and then the conversation will start. Most of your users, this is fine. For the other half of your users who want the bot to assist them or help them, this becomes a problem. So how do we solve this? So there is a feature that we utilize from Instagram a lot, which is the conversation starter. So this looks like something like this. So when you click on the chat ad, instead of directly landing on a DM, you can land on this intermediary screen wherein you can see certain message templates which are already available. So, people can just click on the send message and the first message will be auto-populated and that will be sent across. So this just helps to start the conversation and break some ice so that the conversation between the customer and the bot can be more intuitive. Okay, so let's say you've got those conversation starters correct. What is the next thing that you can do? So now we're talking about quick replies. So these red portions that you see on the screen, these are basically auto suggestions or some kind of a suggestion which can help reduce the typing of the end user. Now we want to make the journey more interactive. We want the users to, move quickly in a span of conversation and only pay more focus or attention to things that we want from the user. So in this case, let's say there is a product and you say, okay, which product are you interested in? A, B, C, or, what is the next thing that you want to do? Or let's say if you've asked certain amount of question wherein you can give a choice to the user and want the user to skip this option. Now, instead of saying that, it's very convenient practice to send out a question and then just give a skip quick reply wherein somebody can click on that skip button and then move forward. So this helps intriguing the conversation better and, reducing some load on the user to type in everything. The third thing that we see here is opt-ins. So typically, and this is a very fairly good practice specifically for e-commerce and retail that we've seen that, once the customer is interested in a product that could not be available in the inventory right now, it could not be in the stock for a particular geography in a particular color and, vice versa. Now what happens in such situations? You cannot have the customer say that, okay, I don't have it and maybe try it out later. You still want the user to be conversing with you in a regular manner, or you want to send out regular updates to the user, and this is where Gupshup can you can utilize Gupshup's omni-channel presence, wherein the conversation can be spawned over multiple channels that we have. So it could be social channels, it could be SMS, it could be email, wherever you want your user to come and chat with you, we can provide that medium. So, the example that you see here is where the user says, where the bot says that, we don't have this. Is there something else we can help you with? Or let's say if you want the same color, why don't you give me your phone number? Phone number is the key through which we can identify the user on a multiple channels and then send out a WhatsApp message or send out an SMS in the interim. So that's how you have an omni-channel presence for your customer. And because the customer has a choice, the customer can interact with you over multiple channels as well. Now, let's say that has happened or that has not happened. The customer has stopped replying to you. So there is an inactivity period that the customer was talking to the bot and now, it's gone off. And we've all faced this, you're sitting, let's say, in an office, and because of work from home today, you're sitting in your homes and you're talking to a bot, and then there is an urgent meeting that came up and you've just lost the conversation ahead. Now what happens in this case is, because we identified that this is a very human real-like example and conversation, the bots have the capability of sending follow-ups to the customers. So let's say I was interested in a particular product. I've reached to the pricing page, and the only thing left for me was to just pay, and I've kind of dropped off. Now, in this case, the bot can identify, certain amount of time period. It could be, something which the business requires, or it could be something logical like, 5 hours or 6 hours of delay. Send a message asking, okay, I just wanted to inquire that, are you still interested in the product? Can I help you with, let's say, a COD option if online payment is not working, and vice versa. So typically you're sending up a follow-up. The follow-up content is also something which is customizable as per brand requirement. Yeah. Now, let's say that has been done. We have sold, a product to the customer. Now, what next? As a business, if you remember, the fourth goal or objective that we're talking about is always to increase sales. Now, you want to upsell, you want to cross-sell. If you've if you have sold, let's say, a sweater to a customer, you'd also want to share, say, matching accessories, matching shoes, matching trousers, anything. This is again where the brand bot can help you, because when you're having a conversation, it need not be something like, okay, you've purchased this as well, or come buy my product. It's as intriguing as a conversation can be. So just imagine a customer coming to the bot and talking about a particular product and saying, okay, this is something that I'm interested in, and the bot being able to send out an offer and saying that, okay, why don't you combine this with a particular sub product as well, and maybe we can discount, we can talk about a discount. Sorry. So those kind of upsell and cross-sell opportunities is something that we're talking about. Sorry. Okay. So let's say that has been done now. The next thing that we need to also talk about is what is, or let's say, which are some of the other options that we can provide. So we are saying that the conversation has been done. Now what next? Let's say we can also provide one other option to the end user on the bot itself, which is the persistent menu.
Did we lose Niyati, Sandesh?
Sorry, looks like,
Okay. You're
my
throat.
bad throat in between.
Please
Okay.
have some water. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. These kind of interims the bot would not have. So I think, yes, that's why we always talk about conversations, and that's the key to go about it. Okay. Talking about, let's say, what is a persistent menu? Now, typically over the span of conversations, you always want to go back to the previous option, or let's say to the welcome message, to the greeting screen, and something to start from scratch. Now, these are the options which your persistent menu can provide. So as you see in the video, there is a corner right option. And if somebody clicks on this, the persistent menu can come up and we can start talking. Okay.
Do you want me to take it over from here, Niyati?
Looks like, this is getting really serious for me. Anyway, can you move to the next slide, please?
Yeah, sure.
Now, we'll talk about a special feature now. So let's say, the bot conversation is done. We have talked about persistent menus. We've talked about quick replies. We talked about all sorts of, message types that you can include. The next thing is you can also have a human handoff or a human fallback. Typically we assume that the bots will understand everything, but that's of course not the case. Now, what happens in between is, let's say, the bot has not understood something, or as a business requirement, you want the conversation to be handled by a human. It could be for the final purchase, or it could be as per your brand loyalty program, redemption, on anywhere where you want the human to take over and, complete the conversation. And for this, we have something called a live chat support. Next, please. And of course, we talk about a lot of situations and scenarios where we need payment integration, commerce integration, CRM integration, support system integrations, and you'll see, a lot of such integrations with or without REST APIs that can be provided on your bot engagement through the same channel that you'd like. And finally, we'll talk about analytics. Now, what happens is, let's say you have created a bot and you've taken it live for your customers as well. The next thing that you need to know is what is the kind of metrics, what is the kind of analytics that you can get from your dashboard. So we are talking about analytics in 4 metrics. One is, let's say, simple metrics like what are the number of users, what are the number of conversations, what are the number of sessions that's happened. Or we can talk about insights, which is something like, there are so many people who've come to the bot, how many of them made a purchase and how many of them dropped off. So such insights also we can track through the analytics dashboard. But typically we're talking about what is the return of investment. If I put in $100 in a chat ad, you'd want to know what is the final conversion that has happened. So the whole customer funnel can be derived by your return of investment, or let's say you can have some other metric of tracking your return. That could be the number of leads generated, or let's say the number of people who've clicked and reached your website. So that depends again on your brand objective, which we started with, as the first objective or the first meeting that you need to set in order to optimize your bots and move in that direction. Okay, summarizing, first things first, we identify an objective, we wrap a conversation journey around it. It could be a structured journey. You can have AI algorithms as well into it. Then we wrap it up with a lot of conversation starters, quick replies. We set up follow-ups. We take opt-ins from people so that we can follow up with these leads on multiple channels. We can do cross-sell, we can do upsell. You can have a persistent menu like we were talking about, and then complete the whole loop by having a support engine and having integrations in place. So when we talk about integrations, of course, payment gateway is one kind of integration, CRM support solutions. You want to, let's say, save your data in a particular system, or you want to retrieve information about your inventory. All of those integrations is something that we support. And then finally, you track your performance and complete the whole loop. And yeah, you have your chat ads plus DM automation ready. You'll see some of the examples here. We're talking about 3 different kinds of use cases. One of them is talking about an objective of customer engagement plus lead generation. The second bot here is talking about a complete, product purchasing journeys only. And in the third, you see a lot of integrations, and you see how Instagram as a channel can be redirected to another channel of your choice, and we can have the journeys integrated together. Yep. Thank you. I'll look forward to the questions.
Thank you, Niyati. Great. So before we jump into questions, Sandesh, can we please push the third poll? Yeah. So we would just want to, like to understand, which journey do you think would you like to try, when you are creating your click to chat ads? Since 60% of you haven't tried it yet, which one do you think, will be, useful for you to start off with? So we'll again wait for 15 seconds here. With 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have we received the responses, Sandesh?
Yes, Nikhil, yes, Niti. So 48% have opted for all of the above. That is lead generation, product awareness, quiz, gamification, and market research. And 31% have opted for lead generation. I think many of them would like to use it for the lead generation, and then rest of the things. And then comes your product awareness, then followed by your market research. So that are quite quite very useful insight, I guess. So we can work and support on.
Yeah, obvious choices. So quickly now, let's take any questions that we might be receiving. Can you
Yes,
please?
we have some questions on the way. So there's one question: is there Meta released the WhatsApp status ad? Is there Meta released the WhatsApp status ad? So basically, I think have Meta released any have released the WhatsApp status ad? If I have to understand it right.
Not really sure what kind of ads we are talking about here. Can you please specify? I'm not sure I've heard about any status ad as of yet. Niyati, would you be aware?
No. I don't think Meta has released the WhatsApp status ads right now, but I think what he means by this question is talking about that WhatsApp status, and we can post as on that WhatsApp status that you get in your WhatsApp apps. No, just to clarify, when we talk about WABA, and of course, this is not relevant to this webinar, but when we talk about the WhatsApp onboarding or the WABA setup that we do, that's not exactly same as a WhatsApp business app that you have, and those two are very different. But this is something we will check back and get to you as to, what are the details of what kind of WhatsApp chatbot ads that you can set up.
Okay, I hope that answers the question asked by Mr. Kancham. Okay, so there's one more. How many options can be added in the persistent menu?
So there's no such limitations, no. But the for best practice, we should reduce the number to as low as possible. 4 to 5 is something which we believe will be enough. But again, we should definitely try and before we go ahead and add options, we definitely try and figure out will those be helpful for your customer, because the idea is to of course do generate leads and sell more, increase the conversion, but at the same time it should be it should make the user experience as easy as possible. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Hope so. Okay, so there's one more question on the same Meta release, the WhatsApp status ad. There was an option of WhatsApp under platform section. What does that mean? So basically, the same person who had asked Meta release the WhatsApp status ad. So he's asking, there was an option of WhatsApp under platform section.
So platform. So basically, when you are creating click-to-chat ads, especially on Facebook, you can integrate both, Messenger as a channel, and you can also, integrate WhatsApp as a channel. So when in the CTA, when the user clicks, if you choose, let's say Messenger, the user will be taken to the Messenger's interface where they can start interacting with you on Messenger. And if you add, WhatsApp as an option, the user will be taken to your WhatsApp business account, interface, and they can start interacting with you on WhatsApp. So that's the flexibility which Meta offers you on Facebook. And in case of Instagram, you can you'll have to use their native messaging app, which is the Instagram direct messenger. I hope that clears the doubt.
Okay, so if your doubts are unclear, so you can directly reach out to us. So there is an email ID, converse@gupshup.io. Kindly drop in an email, and so our experts will answer that. So Nikhil, would you want to take up more questions? So there are actually like quite a number of questions which are coming on the way.
Sure.
So
I mean,
there's one person who's been asking, how much does your solution cost? So that's a very interesting.
Yeah. So, we will have to, I think, get on a call. I think there are a lot of variables included, and I would not be able to tell the exact pricing as of now, but we can definitely, get on a call, try and understand what your requirement is, how can we offer the best solution possible, and, discuss the pricing offline, I believe.
Okay, so however, we will keep a track of all these questions, and those questions which needs more information. So we will be reaching out to you directly. I think that's the way to go. So there's one more where we use Gupshup WhatsApp APIs. How can we get this auto DM product added?
I think, would you like to take that up? I think they want to use both WhatsApp and direct messenger.
I think Niyati is facing some issues. I think she had some throat issues, so she has taken a break. Um,
Cool. So
so
I'll try to answer that question. So I believe, the WhatsApp business API that you're using, that's predominantly for, for conversational automations on WhatsApp. But we can, replicate similar journeys, the journeys that you're probably already using, on WhatsApp, that can be replicated on Instagram as well. So I can get you connected. We can try it offline, and we can speak with the technical team. How will that that integration work? And hopefully we'll be able to help you there.
okay, so I hope that answers, and we will take up more questions. How successful has the click to chat ads been?
Cool. So we don't have any matrix, as of now, but definitely, so few weeks back, we were speaking to various, digital marketing agencies, and we've learned from them that click to chat ads is definitely ad format which is giving you more, engagement and return is based on the, compared to the other CTAs. But of course, the limitation has always been, the automation bit, because, answering product queries is something that is really, an important use case when you want to, convert your customers. And but that now, can be handled with, the DM automation. So I don't think, we have an exact data as of now to, tell that how much, success rate has it been. But yeah, it definitely, speaking to different, industry peers, we've definitely understood that this format definitely is, helping.
Okay, I hope that is answered. So Nikhil, maybe we can just have one last question. So
Sure.
I think there's one interesting here where is this limited to Instagram, or we can use it on Messenger as well? I'm assuming it's click to chat ads. So is it limited to Instagram, or can we use it on Messenger as well?
No. So you can run it both on Instagram and Facebook. And in Instagram, the user is taken to Instagram direct messenger, and in Facebook, they can be redirected to Messenger or WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah, I hope the questions have been answered. So, I know, guys, please, in case if you have more queries, or if your doubts are not still clear, so please do drop in an email to converse@gupshup.io, and our experts will reach out to you, and they will answer directly to your queries. Okay, so Nikhil, would you like to end here, or you would want to take more questions?
Yeah, I mean, so if we've covered everything, then I think we can end here. In case we've missed any questions, we'll definitely, reach out to you via email, and we'll definitely get your queries clear. And I hope, the session was educative, and it has helped you understand, how you can leverage click to chat ads in your overall marketing, strategy. So to let us know in case you want to, talk about something specific, and probably we can come in the next session, we can cover those topics. Rest, thank you so much for joining in. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope to, see you again in the next one.